Good morning, YouTube. It is the 15th of December 2013, 10 days before the fat guy comes down the chimney. How many of us still actually believe in that guy? Anyway, this video I thought would talk a little bit about, well, let's talk about games that are the bane of everyone's existence. And for me, let me think. Well, the big one, the big 800-pound gorilla that's on my back, is a little game that everybody knows very well called Super Goddamn Metroid. I'm really super pain in my fucking ass. Anyway, if anybody doesn't know why this game is such a pain in my ass, well, let's try this. The game has been out since 1994. Okay? It's almost 2014. For 20 years, I have not beaten that game. I cannot explain this to you, but I'm going to try. That big ass world that is in that game, I have never, ever seen the damn end of it for the life of me. I'm going to try and break this down for me as simple as I can. Here, this is what usually fucking happens. Ready? I'll be sitting down, I'll be playing the game, and I'll get pretty far in it. Somehow. Usually by accident, because I don't know what I'm doing. And this is before I even knew what walkthroughs were. And then, invariably, I would take about 2 or 3 months off the game and completely lose track of what I was supposed to be doing. You would think when I have a walkthrough sitting in front of me, or on my computer at least while I'm sitting it in the corner room with the game system going, that I would actually have a clue. Or I would be able to keep track. Boy, you don't know me very well, do you? Apparently, I do have a good long-term memory, but apparently it doesn't necessarily apply to video games. Especially ones that aren't exactly linear like a little game called Super Goddamn Metroid. And for the life of me, I have never been able to say that I have seen the end of that game, and by seeing the end of it, I mean me physically getting to the end of the game and kicking Mother Brain's ass. Never happened. Not in a million years. It's been almost 20 years. Think about that. Since I've gotten the game, and I've never seen the end of it. Maybe it's partially because my sense of direction sucks and I don't know where the hell I'm going half the time. The furthest I made it was... I actually made it into Meridia. You know, the sand place. I actually made it there. And I never actually got any further than that. Pretty bad, isn't it? Do not misunderstand what I'm telling you. I absolutely love the game, but when I can't get to the end of it, to see the end of it, and I restarted at least 15 times, that's pretty bad. You know what the other game is that I've never ever actually finished? Paladin's Quest, otherwise known as Lennis. But that one's a whole different story. Yeah, what's holy? That one, for whatever reason, I think it was just the level grinding got to me. don't worry, I'm going to actually sit down and finish that game one day. And I will actually do a walkthrough at some point for it. As soon as I figure out what the hell the deal is with the whole content ID bullshit going on here. I've never addressed... By the way, for those wondering, no, I'm never going to address that situation. But the reason is because it's not that I don't care. It's simply because I'm not going to say it couldn't affect me. It could, but if I stress over that kind of stuff, then guess what? I'm just gonna drive myself crazy over something that, well, yeah, I can kind of control it. I really can't, because whatever they're gonna find, and if they shut me down, whatever. It happens. But anywho, that's why I'm not freaking out about that while other people do. You get what I'm saying? But back to the original thing. Those two games have always been a pain in my ass. Always. I've had less trouble remembering what I was supposed to do in Dragon Warrior games, or Dragon Quest games, depending on the country you live in, than I have with Super Metroid and Paladin's Quest. I do know that, I think it was, who was it? Valis77 did a long play, not a let's play, but a long play on on that game. One of them. Was it Lennis 1 or 2? I think it was Lennis 2. But yeah, man, one of these days, God willing, I'm going to finish both of those games. And when that day comes, I am going to do a review and maybe also a retrospect on those games and why they took me so long to finally say, I beat this! You know, because I think if you're honest, we've all had those games. We've all had those games where, you know, we've never beaten them for some reason. And we've always ended up restarting it at least once or twice. In my case, it's just been driving me crazy because of look how long these games have been out. And I've never been able to say I beat them. Never. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't frustrating. It is. Do you know how long it took me to finally say I beat a Final Fantasy game? It took me forever. And it was only the first one. Not any of the later ones. That was the part that upset me the most, to be honest. Because you would have thought I would have beaten Final Fantasy 1 years ago. Hell, I had the strategy guide for it. For those of you who don't remember, there was those Nintendo Power Player guides, or whatever they were called. There was one for that game, Ninja Gaiden 2, there was a 4-player special, and there was another one, but I forget what it was. If anybody remembers, put it in the comments, please. But I've never beat Final Fantasy, the original one, until recently. And I can say I am proud of the fact that I beat it, and that I damn near 100% completed the game. There was a couple enemies I didn't get in the bestiary, but I did get all the treasure chests, which I was very proud of. So let me ask you, my friends, what game have you, let's say, had a elongated battle with? What game has made you crazy because you've never, ever been able to complete the game. And by complete it, I mean beat it. Start to finish. What game was it? And why? Do you remember? Let me know in the comments. Or somehow make a video response. I know they fixed up they just think different with the video response system. So if you make a video, stick the URL in the comment. I'll let it go, I promise. So you all have a good night. I shall talk to you all in the near future. Later, gang.